Do you smell that, Aquarius? It definitely seems like there is some love in the air for you. I am absolutely adoring the cards that came out for you for September 2022. We have some very sweet and lovely energies here. We also do have a little sprinkling of chaos thrown on top because, of course, it's Mercury retrograde and Mercury loves to keep us on our toes. But I really don't think it's anything too big to be worried about. I am just so excited and relieved to see the cards that came out for you because it's honestly been a pretty heavy month and I'm really happy to be able to give you these messages. Before we break it all down though, I just want to take a brief moment to thank all of you who support this channel. I am so grateful for your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes as all of this helps this channel grow and I really couldn't do this work without all of you, so thank you so much for that. If you are looking for a distance Reiki session or a personal reading with me, you can book that on my website, which is linked down below. You can pretty much find any answer to any questions you could ask. It's probably already in my description box. And if you ever get any DMs from me or anyone pretending to be me, trying to solicit my services to you, it's probably not me. I would never send a direct message. I just don't have time or energy to do that. Just report that person and block them. You don't have to do anything major about it. It's just unfortunately something that's been happening to all the readers online lately. So it's just important to be aware and spread that awareness. Anyways, Aquarius, I am just loving the energy we have for you. The first card that we actually had was the Hermit in reverse. And immediately when I pulled this card, I actually got the sense that some of you were coming out of a period of isolation or withdrawal. It feels like you are coming back out into the world. You have spent some time connecting with this wisdom, finding your inner light again. And this monk, specifically this hermit in this card, is coming down from a mountain and almost blessing the space that it is entering into. I feel like a lot of you are coming in to this month with this very loving and unconditional energy, which I really think is just so needed. And I actually did get the Page of Cups here as well. And I saw this in two ways, because the Page of Cups traditionally does represent relationships and offers and, you know, a very sweet, romantic sort of energy. It can also represent intuition and creativity. But what I really see here, it's almost like you are embodying this energy. You are the Page of Cups. You are coming out of this isolation. You're kind of coming out of your comfort zone a little bit, and you're walking into the world. And these are actually energies that are more tied to the past. So this could have happened over August or even earlier. August was really a month for you focused on relationships, however, and I think that will continue to be the case through this month, clearly, with the cards that we have. So maybe there was a new relationship that came in August, or maybe you met someone new. And especially with this Libra energy that we are stepping into as well, there might even be connecting to other places, or maybe even meeting someone abroad or someone from another culture than you. Those could be things that are coming up as well. A lot of really exciting energy as well with Mars in the sign of Gemini, kind of spicing up your love life, spicing up your creativity, giving you a source of passion here, giving you a muse almost. And naturally, the card that is central to this reading is the Lovers. And what I really love about the Lovers is that it's not just relationships, it's also coming into unity with yourself, coming into balance within yourself too. And so there really is a very harmonious and sweet energy this month, which I'm loving. And we have Venus in Leo until the 5th, when Venus enters Virgo, but Venus is in Leo, which is your opposite sign. And this has just graced your partner, or graced you with partnership. And I really just feel like such a sweet and beautiful energy. I do think when things start to get a little tumultuous is going to be around the 9th. That is when Mercury goes retrograde, and this will be happening in the sign of Libra. And Mercury is going to be retrograding or appearing to move backwards in Libra until the 23rd when it enters into Virgo, and will continue to retrograde until October 1st or 2nd, depending on where you are in the world. And there could be some miscommunications, there could be some misunderstandings, so just kind of keep that on the radar too. There could specifically be travel delays or changes in plans. It could also be involving education, especially higher education. That could just be kind of an area of stress for you. We did actually get the Tower in reverse, and I clarified that with the Three of Coins, and then further clarified that with the Empress. And for the future, we do have the Nine of Swords, which is why I think a lot of this anxiety that you could be experiencing is more in your head. I want to kind of jump here first, because the Nine of Swords represents almost like waking up for a nightmare, or maybe even feeling stuck in a nightmare, but it's not necessarily real. Your anxiety might be getting the better of you, your mental health might be getting the better of you, so that's something you may want to be mindful of, and that actually does make quite a bit of sense, especially as Mercury is retrograding into Virgo. There could be a lot of things kind of in the shadow, there could be a lot of fear, there could be things that need to be transformed or changed, which can often be stressful as well. So that might be a source of tension here. However, when I was looking at the Tower in reverse and the Three of Coins in reverse, I almost wondered if this was involving a workplace situation or kind of a collaborative situation. The Tower in reverse, though, is also interesting because it's like there's almost this crisis that gets averted. Or it's not as bad as it seems. And I think a lot of people give the Tower a bad rap, just the way we give Mercury retrogrades a bad rap. The Tower does represent something being struck down, but it's almost like divine intervention. I do wonder if this is also this sort of revelation or this kind of truth bomb, because sometimes when we see a card in reverse, it has a more internal manifestation. And so there could be this Tower inside of you. I actually wonder if what's happening is also involving someone you are connecting with, whether this is a partner or just someone you are very close to. There could be something about unemployment, or losing a job, or just stress at work. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. But again, I don't think it's as bad as it seems. Because it seems like if there is a loss of a job, or there is something that is falling away, it wasn't healthy. There wasn't actually collaboration here. It wasn't nurturing you for the future. And it wasn't really stable anyways. I kind of want to clarify this energy, and we'll pull some animal cards for you too. Let's see. Five of Swords in reverse with the Three of Wands. I almost get the sense it's more of a delay of something, actually. I want to clarify this. Let's keep pulling. Three of Wands with the Five of Swords in reverse. It's almost like something didn't go your way, but you didn't lose the battle. That's something I kind of want to say to you. I also feel like something that could be coming up for you, Aquarius, is you might be feeling almost triggered in your relationship, and it almost feels like things are going so well, and all of a sudden there's a very small thing, and that almost feels like an earthquake to you, because in the past that has meant like something catastrophic, and that's why you're getting a little bit stuck in your head. I do feel like it's important that you are communicating openly and honestly, actually, with this Page of Cups, and having vulnerable conversations. And that in and of itself might be a bit of a challenge too. But I think you've honestly tapped into a very special connection. And I realize that this might not be romantic for all of you. This could just be someone who is very special to you. It's important that you have this open communication. I kind of want to pull about this Nine of Swords. Why is the Nine of Swords here? What is this anxiety about? What is this restlessness about? The full moon in Pisces, I'm almost getting like a reality check with finances, actually. That could be something that's happening on the 10th. Pisces specifically represents the part of your life that has to do with material things, finances, and even on a deeper level, your sense of security and your values overall, what it is that you prioritize. But I wonder if there's almost like a financial scare, and that's giving you some anxiety. And this full moon is actually occurring on top of Neptune, which, again, can almost be like a bubble that's being popped. Some of you might have realized, like, oh, I've been spending, or someone in my life has been spending a lot of money. That's actually something I could be seeing. And there's almost that kind of anxiety, but again, I don't think it's the end of the world either. That's just something to kind of be mindful of. And you might need to release some kind of habits or some sort of beliefs surrounding money and abundance. And again, this very well is also showing up in relationships for some of you too. Maybe this is showing up in a partner where they're dealing with some financial things. I'm getting a ringing in my ear actually. But really, I feel like whatever's going on, it's kind of like just microcosmic. I don't see this as a true catastrophe. The Tower is in reverse. I think some of you are even trying to come into recovery here or fixing something. You're fixing something that's already gone awry from the past. And with the Three of Coins in reverse, it might be hard to find assistance from other people on that. And you might need to rely on somebody else. What do we have for Aquarius? Why is the Nine of Swords here? The Star in reverse with the Nine of Swords. Yeah, some of you are just really stressed. It's like, it really does feel like there was almost this rug that was pulled out from under your feet, or you're afraid of that happening. But it's like, even though that rug was pulled out from under your feet, it's like nothing actually fell over. So that's kind of interesting. And with all this Virgo energy this month, it is important that you do your shadow work and you kind of really examine the sort of fears that are coming up for you this month, because I don't think they're necessarily founded. And Virgo energy can be a little bit neurotic as well. It's interesting that the Star is in reverse here, because the Star does represent your energy. The Star is Aquarius energy. So some of you might be feeling just a little off kilter, and that kind of makes sense with Mercury retrograde. Some of you have lost sight of the bigger picture, and you're really focused on the little details, and that's overwhelming to you. Let's actually pull an animal card here to kind of figure out what energies we can be embodying that will be helpful for you this month. What is the animal wisdom for Aquarius? Those flew right out. Love it. We have the elephant. Elephant really is about faith and obstacles being removed. And if you feel blocked or stuck in any way, this is just assurance that it will soon be cleared. You are being guided. I'm seeing this elephant very much like the Hermit, actually, because it's like both of these cards have that inner fire, that light of self-knowledge and self-awareness, being very connected to that inner light, and even sharing that with other people. I do feel like it's just important for you to have faith and trust. And I do also feel like with the elephant card, there could even be like kind of matrilineal trauma, especially if you yourself identify as female or femme. Even if you haven't had relationship trauma or things come up in the past, it might actually be stuff that happened to your parents or your grandparents, specifically your mother or grandmother is what I'm getting. And so there's almost this like ancestral memory that is coming up, that's the source of anxiety. Snake does represent change and magic and transformation, which we love, love, love to see. And I'm not seeing this as like someone acting like a snake or someone being sneaky. I actually do see this as shedding a skin. And that's almost the thing that feels stressful. It's like you're shedding a skin. And that could actually have to do with, interestingly enough, education or what else could that be for you? Like even just a sense of self. or like kind of a persona is what I'm getting. You're shedding a skin, but this isn't a loss. You've grown. You've outgrown something. Again, like whatever it is that you've lost, especially if this is a job, I almost feel like you weren't being fairly compensated anyway, or you're in a situation where you're not being fairly compensated, and it's kind of time to leave. I just want to give you that message too. Is there anything else? Anything else that we have for you? What's going on astrologically? We do have a new moon, and I think that this new moon is actually a good time for you to learn something new. Let me actually pull a card. Tell us about this new moon in Libra. This could be a time for travel or learning new things, learning about different parts of the world. Buffalo. This is a very spiritual energy to me, so there could just be like coming back to the spiritual center. If you feel really off kilter, I feel the new moon in Libra on the 25th is a good time for you to come back to that. As well as the 28th, when Mars in Gemini is forming a trine or harmonizing with Saturn in your sign. It's really helping you connect to your passions and to kind of ground and to come into this present moment again. And I think another boon to your love life, just kind of looking at the stars here, we do have Venus entering into Libra. And again, there could be someone who's coming in who's very different from you. This could be from a different culture or from a different part of the world. You could even be traveling with someone, or maybe that's even a source of anxiety because, you know, even with these stressful energies, I also just want to put out there sometimes positive changes, positive things can also be stressful too. Some of you might even be in a new job, and that's something that's a source of stress. Maybe it's not even you've lost something, maybe you've gained something, and that's almost a thing that's been destabilizing for you. And interestingly enough, as I say that, I notice that we do have the 10 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which is kind of this card where it's like, you've grown this garden, you've been very successful, you've achieved a lot, but now it's almost created more things for you to maintain. So you may need to simplify, especially by the end of this month. There may be some anxiety, there may be some stress. Just take it easy on yourself, reconnect with yourself. I would actually recommend doing some sort of energy work, doing some Reiki on yourself if you're feeling kind of ungrounded. I actually might be doing a Reiki sale this month as well, and if I do, I will have the information in the comment section of this video, just as a little heads up. And again, doesn't hurt to follow me on all of my social media just to make sure you're kind of in the know. Because I do Reiki, and maybe that would be helpful for some of you, but you don't have to do that. Just a suggestion. I feel like ultimately, with the star, it's like you might have lost touch with a grander plan. And even though there's a lot of beautiful things and beautiful relationships in your life, sometimes it's almost like when you have something that settles in your life, something that's positive, that can bring up trauma. Because it's like we're finally safe to explore those areas of our lives. And that is actually energy I'm getting for you this month overall. Specifically with this Virgo energy, it's like you're almost in such a sweet place, you're in such a stable place that it's almost like a privilege that you can finally work on these trauma triggers. So that's very interesting. And just have faith, just trust. I want you to just have a lot of faith this month. Have faith in this new relationship. Just be very open. Whatever happens is for your highest good. I really see some beautiful energies here, and whatever is going on, again, feels very temporary. I wouldn't be too worried about it. I feel like there is a blessing. Yeah, things will come into balance in divine timing with the Temperance card here, just as like kind of a final assurance. Anyways, Aquarius, I think those are all the messages I have for you this month. I hope that this was helpful. And if you have stayed all the way to the end, definitely consider hitting like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. You're welcome to check out some of the other videos for your moon or rising sign. There could also be something there for you too. Again, all of my links are in the description box, as well as links for all the readings, or all the decks I have used in this reading, because I get asked that a lot. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Aquarius. I'm wishing you a happy and blessed September.